So yesterday I shared a clip from a young man, and it seemed to got a lot of controversy. It was him questioning one of the military people or Secret Service, I'm not really sure, uh, when they were pointing their weapon towards the SUV. And I didn't mean to share that to create more controversy, although I think we should probably be questioning anything and everything that we see anymore. Obviously, I mean, something so absurd that you would say everyone's expecting that to happen this weekend with former President Trump, and by lo and behold, they didn't fail to deliver. And so, I think some lessons that we've learned in the last few years with the awakening on some people is that we should always question probably everything and look at it, because they pulled off some pretty big stunts in the past, and fooled us. So, keep an open mind, look at it. If you are former military, I'd love some comments from you, because I don't know the answer to some of these questions, and you might have a very simple answer. Don't be a smart ass or a wise ass. If you can't handle a adult conversation, just go ahead and move on now. If you need a safe space, or you're triggered, or you support anything like this attack, then just move on, because I got no time for you, and neither does anybody else. So I'm going to roll this, and I'm going to tie it to another clip, and then I'm also just going to roll what we had rolled yesterday to kind of explain what we thought there and show you a few things that stand out as wrong to me, but they might be perfectly normal. So here we go. So this picks up about midway point. So former President Trump is already on the stage, laying down on a stage, and Secret Service is already on him. And this is when the tactical military people start coming into the scene, and you'll see the men in black right there. You'll see the one man coming in black. I'm going to mute this. And one thing I noticed when he turned there is that the uniform American flag is always, for a layman like myself, always seems like it's backwards. And I understand that is a honor. It's a tradition since like the Civil War, I think. So, but to me, it's always looked like it was backwards, because the stars and stripes are on, or the stars are on the right, stripes are on the left, like it's literally on backwards. And that is the American flag uniform appears backwards because the flag's blue canton, which contains the 50 stars, is placed at the front to honor the states, is what they say. So that's going to play a part later. So we'll go back to this and keep rolling. So see, these two men come in, and then this one in the green back here. So these two are in black, one to the right, one to the left. That's not really, I don't know what they are, but I imagine they're part of some sort of a special operations with the Secret Service. I think I did see a clip that explained that they were like super military. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on this fella right here. So what we notice on this must be military. He is all green. He has the short sleeve shirt on, and it's a flat green, and he must be, I'm guessing, military. So we'll let him play on through. He goes down to the SUV, and then they go back to Secret Service. Go ahead and get Mr. Trump off the stage. Okay, we'll let this play, and as he comes down the ramp, he heads to the SUV. You see the guy in the black uniform in the dead center, and the green uniform over here to the left. And as he comes around the side there, you see he's wearing a short sleeve shirt, flat green, and his uniform fits really well. He's got like a camera on the front of his helmet, something not very large, but again, very distinct uniform, fits very well, just like the guys in the black. The question comes in as we let this go ahead and play out. The fellow out here in front of the vehicle, he looks a bit like he'd probably get in trouble being a little bit slobbish there. The belly hanging out of his camo or his vest, whatever that is. I'm going to roll it back again, about right there. The thing I noticed was that he that's the one that was in controversy, because he does something really unusual, and that is he points his rifle towards the vehicle. Now, people are saying that he's on the way on the other side of the vehicle, and he's actually pointing it down the driver's side, which makes no sense, because like 8 different security agents on that side. So I don't know why he's pointing at anybody, but it almost, and again, maybe not right. It would be foolish to obviously point it at the windshield or the vehicle because I think even Gomer Pyle knows that that thing's not going to get hurt by a bullet or probably even a RPG. But there is this gap in the door, as there always is when you open the door. There's like a gap there, which maybe they ought to fix that. Okay, this was the controversial part. We'll let this run. It'll slow down in slow motion in a second. So you got this guy out here in front with his rifle pointed in the air. Trump's getting into the SUV, and he comes up. Now we're in slow motion. So he comes up, and it almost looks like he's aiming for the gap in the door, like when you open the door where the hinges are. So they're saying is that he was pointing through there, and this girl above me, his Secret Service agent, she looks up through the window and sees him and waves him off. The guy to her right looks at him. He looks back, and he kind of backs off and gets back on his mic. You can see he's standing right here in front of the vehicle, and right here the circles where they're saying he was aiming for that gap to the back seat. But he is standing right here in front of it. He's not standing far off to the other side. It just seems a little bit odd that he would, or anyone would be pointing a weapon towards the vehicle in any way, shape, or form. And again, if he was pointing it down the other side, then you would think, there's all these agents over here. Why is he pointing at them? There's one other thing I have to ask you military men and women about finally, and that's his uniform. Let me zoom in here real quick. Okay, last question. As we run the slow-mo here, he comes up, and I will stop it. It really looks like, and again, you guys would know better than me, his uniform, aside from it just doesn't fit, but and he's like night vision goggles keeps falling down, like I don't know. It seems like this left arm patch is the American flag, and when it's moving you can see a little bit better, and I will include the links, but it seems like the American flag, and it's on the left shoulder, where I do believe they're all supposed to be on the right shoulder, like this man in black here, and with the stars, like I said, up here towards the front and flowing backwards. This it's kind of hard to tell, especially when you zoom in like this, but you can see it a little bit better when it's running at full speed. You just kind of get a glimpse, but it sure looks like it's on his left shoulder and that it is the American flag, and the stars and stripes are stars are up here, stripes that way. It looks like it's backwards. So everything I could research didn't ever say anything about a flag being on the left arm. It's supposed to be on the right arm on the flap of the pocket is what it said. Again, maybe it's a different branch. Maybe it's Secret Service. Maybe it's whatever. It just seems really weird that he's wearing digital, I think you guys call them BDUs or uniform. He's wearing like that urban camo. No one else anywhere that I've seen is wearing it. He wasn't with the green guys that were up there at the stage. He just comes back out of here. It would seem pretty ridiculous that anyone would try to follow through with that kind of a point blank, situation in front of all these people. But you know what? You would never have thought somebody could have got within the perimeter and crawl up on a roof and everybody yelling and hollering that he's up there and everybody just standing around. Look, I know that you can train and train and train, and it doesn't always go perfectly. But the people that are in the know, and I'm not that person, but I would assume that you couldn't get within a stone's throw of anything inside that 3 miles or something, especially not like carrying a long weapon. So it just seems like that in itself is pretty absurd. But I don't know. That's where it all came from. You guys, if you, again, you military people and the rest of you, I mean, you can have your opinion. Just be nice about it. I mean, the whole thing is, if we don't ever question what they tell us, that's how we got where we are. So don't be a jerk. Keep it real.